I tried stuffing it with that cotton. I ended up having to pull it all off. Took some Dacron.
Dacron was
put
better?
that around.
Yeah.
Because it was, I also, when I went around with the webbing, I did it so tight because that it was doing this kind of like wavy.
Yeah.
I wish I had it in place, but less tight so it wouldn't be so lumpity dumpity.
You know, I was thinking about that afterwards. I was thinking about that cotton's a little harder to work with than the Dacron because cotton tends to ball up or rip easy. So the Dacron was the right move, but problem solving is a big part of upholstery, so you did that.
And the foam was like shit, and by the time it was so tight, and so when I was trying to pull it over, it was like clumping up. And so, but I was glad I had Dacron at home.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Great. I would have charged you like $300 for that, $350. Yeah.
I have a big roll
Yeah.
in my basement.
I mean, for the ottoman, the labor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You did good.
So the only thing that I wish that I put so these are just like the legs on after. But when I put it on, I didn't think of where the legs were going to be.
Yeah.
So the seam on a round thing is like, oh, it doesn't matter. But then as soon as I put the legs on, the seam is, so here's the legs.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
The seam
I didn't think of that.
like, I want the seam, like on the other side, I wish the seam was like right in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
But instead
yeah.
it's like off.
Isn't that interesting how you can figure that?
Next time.
But even I didn't think of that. Of course, the legs weren't on it, right, when it was here.
So, but it's like that learning process where it's like.
The what process?
Learning process.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You have to like,
yeah.
when I now like saw like, oh, I should have done that first, or I should have done this.
Well, that's where skill building is, the repetitiveness. That's where the skill building comes. So you're going to take this off?
No, because all right, I started making this summer, thinking that.
Yeah, this isn't right. You need to fix. This has to come off. Hold on a second. Yeah. Well, what's your intention? Tell me what your intention here is, because you got a couple of things going on here. See.
I wanted. All right, so I had covered.
Would you mind if we use this as an example? Would you mind if we make an example out of you?
No.
Would you mind?
No.
Don't worry, I won't embarrass you.
I don't know how to do the front piece, but.
So we have the camera. Actually, this is kind of good for people at home to, because a lot of people are doing DIY, they're doing things at home, and they really don't have the instruction. And in all fairness, it's really difficult to know the nuances, right? So the nuances, this is what I see, first of all. This is an unusually built piece. Let me just put, well, it was intended originally on this, if you could see. Somebody is already, your intention is to run the fabric over here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So somebody already has done that in the past. And this is going to be too hard to restore, so you're going to do it again. Okay? But really what should have happened is the upholstery was on the top here. That's where the upholstery ended originally. Okay, then we have another problem over here. We have, it would be a bad idea. This is all finished. Are you intending to come over this too?
No, I wanted just to maybe do
Okay.
some fabric here.
So you want the fabric to end here,
Yes.
right here where my finger is? So this edge roll's too far over. As a matter of fact, you don't need the edge roll here, okay? But you do need it on the front because the piece has been kind of redesigned. So this is what I need you to do. Do you follow me so far? So this all has to come off.
That's fine.
It has to come off. Do you have a pair of pliers? I just want to show people. Right there, Liz.
And I took.
You can reuse this. I can pull it off for you and you can reuse some of it. Yeah, it should be okay. I just want to show people something.
And then also, I think I put edge roll on the back, and I don't think you do.
You don't need it on the back. You only need it on the front here because it's been redesigned, right? But it's not in the right position on the front. That's why we're taking it off. Do you have a pair of scissors? You guys are going to have a nice pair of, everyone's getting a nice pair of scissors tonight. I mean, a really nice pair of scissors.
These are not.
These are from Greenhouse. These are like real professional scissors. Wait till you see them.
I'll let you borrow mine. This is your box, right?
Where are they
Yeah.
from?
From Greenhouse, it's the fabric company. They're sponsoring us. They've decided to sponsor us, which I'm really thrilled about. So you had it recessed this way.
Yep.
This has to be just on the edge, or a little bit over. Feel that.
Okay.
Okay. So
And is this the right size?
yes, this is what you want.
Okay.
It's the right material. It's called a finger roll.
Okay.
There's 3 different edge rolls. One's a finger roll, one's a medium roll, and then there's a fox edging. Don't ask me why.
But one's like an inch.
One is, it's different size graduating up.
Okay.
The fox edging being the biggest one. But you want to take this, and you can tack this if you want with the tacks.
Okay.
And then I'm going to help you with the staple gun on that to get it really tight. It has to be tight, right? Okay. Are you all set? Are you all set? Hey, how are you? Do you need a place to? Where's your chair? Where's your chair?
It's upstairs.
Do you need help?
No, I can bring it up.
Okay. Well, this has to be. Let's see. We need one more table set up, and you need a space. Are you going to set up tonight, or you just? Oh, you're set up. I need a table.
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
Okay. Is this a table here that I can use?
Yes.
Is this, you need you need a table. This is your
our
table.
fabric.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 tables. I could
Oh, okay. So you know what to do? Let's move this over this way, towards you there. We need one more setup for a student. And we'll bring this way. There we go. Okay, that's good. All right.
Okay, I have a quick question.
Yep.
This is 4 inches.
Yeah.
So you said 2 inches. Add 2. So add 4.
Are you still cutting the boxing? You haven't cut the boxing yet? You haven't measured for the boxing?
This is for the this material.
Oh, for that material, yeah.
So
You're going
you
to come
said-
over the edge. That's
So,
to there.
So wouldn't it be plus?
It's going to go from
So you
here
first-
all the way over to the other side in the same spot,
Okay, measure
plus
that.
2 inches.
Oh,
So,
plus that.
so,
2 inches.
so 4 inches overall, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's
I
what
got-
you're
I
saying.
got- I
We're-
can
We're
see.
talking the
Okay,
same thing.
I can
Okay, hold on a second.
I guess like
Tim, we stopped. What you need to do, actually, this is also an interesting project. This is tough. You know, Tim is making pretty much a tailored suit, is what he's doing. So
this is like a, did you do this?
he measured and this is like a fine tailored suit. This chair, and what we're doing in the back. So what Tim has done, he's pin tacked. You pin tack the bottom, right?
Yeah.
That should be stationary. It should be a little tighter. Oh, it's not tacked yet, Tim. It's got to be really centered and pulled tight top and bottom first. And then I'm going to give you the next. You can get another tack here and another tack here, but no more tacks on the bottom.
Okay, but tight though.
Yeah, but no further than that. So 3 tacks up at the top, 1 in the middle, 1 here and 1 here tight, but only 1 tack on the bottom. So come on this way. After you do that, do you remember you chalked, you put this plumb line, right? We call it a plumb line down here.
Yep.
After you do this, you need to make cuts this way to loosen the fabric,
Right.
but not any closer than a 1/2 inch from your plumb line. Don't extend to the plumb line or over the plumb line. This way. If you want to be 3/4 of an inch, just to be sure until I come back.
Okay.
But you're going to need a series of cuts. What that's going to do is loosen it up in order that we can get a chalk line drawn,
Okay.
another plumb line on the fabric. And then we're going to cut it a 1/2 inch to the right. If it's that one, it's to the right, not to the left, to the right. And then after that's done, we can undo the whole thing, fold it in half, and get the other side based on the fact that you have that now you know why it's centered.
Right.
That's really important to make sure that you have that center point, right?
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Kevin, should I have left my horsehair in my chair? I mean, he's left his horsehair.
Horsehair is all, if it was genuine horsehair.
It looks just like that. It's in my car.
Oh, you need to go get that.
Oh,
I need to see that. Yeah, you want to reuse it if you can. We
Oh,
will
okay.
replenish it. We'll put cotton on it. But
I'll go get it.
horsehair is the best material. Do you know
Okay,
why?
I'll go get it.
Especially on a saddle seat. You might find this interesting. So It's all about horses. So it's a saddle, right? So each little hair, especially the way where this hair comes from the body, it's shaved. They're like sheep. They share the horses. They don't kill the horses. The horses are replenished. Yeah, thank God, right? But each little hair is like a little mini spring. So you've got millions of these
I
things.
wish I had known that before I took it off.
Well, you have it.
I have it.
So we'll reuse
Okay.
it.
Wait,
Yeah,
so you want to check my measurements?
sure.
This is the seat width plus the 3 inches. This is the back,
Let
the
me
front.
just-
This is the back, 18 by 26. These are added.
I'm going to rattle these off to you.
Okay, hold
I'm gonna do the seat first.
Okay.
And I'm going to do,
A
sure.
quick question.
Sure.
Do you want 2 inches on each side or 2 inches?
2 inches on each side, yeah. So up and down on the seat, let's get it right.
Yes. on
Front
the
to back.
Front to
Front
back.
to back, that's important.
Front to back. Okay.
What did you get?
I had 18.
Okay, that couldn't be the seat.
Front to back, maybe it was 24. Wait, try to show me.
So
what you
this is
got.
another reason why you probably need to revise these. I'm going to show you what I do, simply. Do you have a piece of paper?
Yeah, let me.
Here,
show
let me just quickly show
Okay.
you. You can get another piece of paper, but I want you to go like this. Up and down, side to side, or front to back. Seat, that's all you have to do. You can use diagrams are fine, but I find this is a better reference when you're cutting. And then inside, back, IB, OB. As simple as that. Up and down, or front to back in the case of the seat, side to side. 2 measurements for each piece.
Okay, show me your measurement again, what you had, because
I have 34 for that one.
oh, can you show me? Maybe I was using the wrong side.
Well, I think, remember
my
I
God,
told you,
I used the wrong
remember I
side.
told you that you have to add for a little pattern, okay? You didn't
Yeah,
know
oh,
that.
yeah, yeah,
okay?
right,
You didn't
okay.
know that,
I thought you wanted me to do the first one, okay.
so I had,
Okay.
I had that as, I just want to make sure I give you enough. I had that as 32, that's your cut measurement. That's with
32.
That's with the 3 inches, side to side,
Okay, uh-huh,
furthest point, side to side.
side to side,
I have 35,
and that's the seat.
that's the seat. Inside, back,
And side to side, and
inside, back, up and down, inside, back, I got 23.
23, that's up and down?
Yep. Side to side, I have 30.
Okay,
Now I'm going to give you all the measurements and you can cut your fabric if you want, okay? Up and down on the outside back. The outside back is a little easier to see.
okay.
I'll show you. The outside back is easy to see. Look, it's pretty much there for you. There's no padding involved. Look, up and down, 15 plus 3, 18.
Yeah,
And then look, furthest point right here, furthest point, from side to side, whoa! Furthest point side to side is near the top, and I got 24 plus 3, 27.
okay, all right.
Grab a
I'll
table.
go down and get my horsehair.
Yeah,
What am I doing with the horsehair?
We're gonna reuse it.
Okay.
I'll show you when you bring it up. Okay. All right, how you doing?
There we go. Hi.
How are you doing? Okay, so
So
take
I cut
everything off
everything, yeah.
except the seat and the deck.
Okay.
Okay, and I think Eve might, if you're nice to Eve, she might sew it for you. Would you do
Well, I might
that?
be able to, yeah. I can sew, so I don't
Yeah.
mind
I have to
sewing
give
it.
you a little review on the machine though, if you're gonna use the
Okay.
machine.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is the deck. So I wasn't sure if you wanted the material to be the deck or.
Did you?
'Cause this is
Either
what-
one.
Because this is what was the deck
Yeah,
before.
it's up to you, whatever you wanna
What
do.
do you think is
It's up to you.
best?
I like the fabric.
Yeah, I do too, but it was sandwiched.
No, you don't have to do it that way.
Okay.
You could just simply do a seam, okay?
Okay.
So what you want to do is fold this in half, get a center point. Make sure you get the top. Make sure you got your directions, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Make sure you get the little notch, and then notch the deck.
Okay.
Put the two of them face to face, and sew a seam,
So
half-inch
straight.
seam across.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay,
That's your next step. I would, if I were you, though, just work on what you're working on and remove everything else, because this would drive me nuts. You know, having this over here, put it below or something. Just get it out.
I'm used to
I
working in
I can't have anything in.
Yeah,
That's just me,
sure,
though.
yeah.
Whatever you want to do. Are you guys all set?
Actually, no, I'm sorry, I don't know what the next step is.
So,
I think we're just doing seat to deck right now for sewing,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna, you know, just face to
Deck to the
face.
seat,
See, make
sure.
sure you get your directions going the right way. That's all. Is it sewn up okay now?
You know, the tension's not great on the bottom.
Oh,
I've
okay.
adjusted both top.
Oops,
It's-
sorry.
Oh, sorry, my water bottle. I got it a little bit better there at the end, but
It looks
it
good.
looks okay.
Well, did you try pulling it apart? Did it look okay when you did that?
Yeah, it stays. It's just
Okay.
not. But you still get that tiny bit of knotting where you see the twist. I don't know. Maybe it's how thin the linen is.
We
too.
could be too, I think bring the stitching down a little bit. Can I just see it after I did that? See, I moved this, and you know how temperamental they are because it was working great at the shop.
It depends on their mood. Sometimes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take this. Oh, little. I'm not used to. Oh, that's kind of nice having a short scissor there.
Oh yeah. Do you have bigger thread?
Yeah, I
cutters?
always use my big
okay.
scissors when I'm down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like that. Let me just see what's going on.
I tightened the bobbin just the teeniest of bits, and then I brought it back out because I didn't think that helped. There's a loose thread on the bottom of it, though.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we got it going the right. You never know. Yeah. So you already did that. You already did what I'm doing. Well, it's. I'm almost tempted to replace the. Let's do it.
That was my thought. Only because there's an errant string. I didn't. Sometimes that can
Yeah.
annoy it.
Let's put a new one on, and then you can wind another one. You can get rid of that and wind another one if you want. Start fresh and see what's going on here. Troubleshooting, right? You're always troubleshooting.
I put a outdoor wax thread into my machine one time
Oh,
to do a boat project.
That's not good.
I've never made something so unhappy.
Yeah, yeah. And monofilament
months for it
thread,
to get back.
monofilament thread does the same thing. It will wear out machine parts like you wouldn't believe.
Okay. Yeah, I'll never, ever use that thread again.
Okay, let's see if this made a difference. And you know what I want to do? I want to go over here just to check it out.
Sorry, I got carried away.
Oh, that's okay. See, I'm really that's just habit.
You really
And
have to push the pedal.
I started, I don't usually start like that fast. I usually have a better sense. It's the chair. It's the chair.
Oh, yeah.
It's up a little higher. That's better.
Yeah.
Much better. Okay?
Okay.
So go to it with your seat and your deck. Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to be doing the inside. That's okay. The outside. So let me just review a little bit here. Sorry, I kind of left you floating there, and I didn't get back. You're going to be doing the inside, covering over the burlap.
Okay.
I mean the webbing.
Okay.
So what you're going to do, you don't have to take that. You got the other piece that you cut?
This is all I had. This is from the freebie that you gave us
Oh,
at the
okay.
beginning.
So this piece is going to be put either here or here.
Okay.
You're going to need two pieces. You're going to you can fold it. It would be easier just to show you, so you could take that off.
Is there more of this fabric here?
What's that?
Is there more fabric here?
Yes. Yeah, there's a whole thing of it. I brought it in tonight. It's over here, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's not down that spot, which reminds me, I'm going to put it down there. How's it going, Pat? Yeah? Got everybody busy. I haven't seen you yet.
Yes.
Are you okay?
I'm
I mean,
good.
I've seen you, but I haven't seen your project.
Yes, I was just looking up the video trying to figure out how to proceed because I got.
Okay,
the-
hold on. Let me just put this down.
Didn't fix the. Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was going to finish up with her because I kind of left her hanging.
You
But,
want to come back?
yeah, but don't let me forget. I left her hanging a
I'll see
little
you in a
bit.
minute.
I didn't want to leave you hanging here.
So
I know it's frustrating when I'm not, like right next to you.
No, it's fine.
But-
I was just under this. I guess I didn't understand that we wouldn't be finishing the chair for the class.
Oh, actually, that brings up a good point tonight because we're halfway through this class and they are signing up for the next class. So if you guys are interested in taking the class again, because some of the projects like this one take a little bit more than one class. This is like a full 2 class. And I know that in the course description, I can't right now think what it says, but I think it says small project, doesn't it? Or we tend to bite off a little bit more sometimes than we could chew, right? But if you're interested in taking the class, there are 2 people signed up. There's space. So just wanted to tell you that tonight. And actually, this might be a good time to hand out the canvas bags because I think some people need some of the supplies that are in there. Okay. So Michaela, would you hand out the bags because they're personalized? She can call out the name and you guys can grab your own bag.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank Greenhouse Fabrics. So this is coconut fiber. I don't think this is horsehair. Hey, Darylyn, how are you at your distinguishing between coconut fiber and horsehair?
I have 0 but I'm curious.
So I think this is coconut fiber. As a matter of, Tim's got a combination.
Is it out of a coconut?
Yeah. So think hula hula,
Yes,
and that's what you have a hula hula chair.
Tequila. Well, so this would be what era? 1920s?
Probably, yeah. So we got hay, we've got coconut fiber.
Just like his.
Yeah, Tim, did you know that you have coconut fiber too?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
right,
got
yeah.
what I
Yeah.
got.
I thought it was.
It's the same thing.
Oh,
You
well,
guys-
it looks exactly the same.
Same part of the world, Hawaii. Do they have coconuts anywhere else? I'm looking stupid now, right? Is there coconuts grown anywhere else but Hawaii?
I would assume so.
I would think so too,
Oh.
but I wouldn't know where. Oh,
And then you have synthetic horsehair, if that thrills you. That's what this is.
synthetic horsehair.
Yeah.
It's like astroturf instead of glass, I guess. Okay.
So I don't know. I think the coconut fiber you can reuse because it still has like a nice oomph for a saddle seat.
Well, I don't
I
know
kind of
why I
like
don't
it.
have the back. Should there have been the back?
It doesn't really matter on the back. The seat's the important thing anyhow. So I think the coconut fiber would be great
I
for the
shouldn't
seat,
use the-
but not this. So you can throw this one away. And but are we ready for that now? Why don't we cut the fabric? Okay.
Okay, let
So
me
you
get rid of this.
Yeah, just this you could throw away.
So,
I have to finish with her. Sorry. You might be better off turning it. It's just going to be easier for you to see this. So I wanted to give you a little review. So you're working, the outsides are the last thing. So don't worry anything about the outsides, the outside arm, the outside wing, or the outside back.
Okay, that's the
So
first
your
one, right?
focus is on the inside.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you can pin tack, you could start with it. Remember how you did this? You started with this folded up like so, right? Right like that, and get this pin tacked about every inch or inch and a half, and then stretch it and tack it without folding to the top, okay? Then do that on both sides if you want. If I'm not back, that's all I want you to do. Okay, Darylyn and Tim. Let me take care of Darylyn. I haven't seen her.
So lots of changes to the frame. Like those wood pieces
Oh,
are
cool.
stronger, much
Wow.
stronger. Feel that.
Wow,
Just
yeah.
careful 'cause there's some
And-
stuff
and-
sticking out.
What I'm looking for, the first thing that I'm looking for, rather than that, because I know
Be right there.
I know that I can do webbing too. If it's flimsy, But I'm looking at the
This is
flush.
waxy wood, so
Yeah.
it's a little flim, but like I can do this.
Yeah.
Should I?
No, I think it's nice. I think it's flush. That's what I'm looking at more than anything. So I think we need to do something here,
I
right?
will still fix that.
You're going to do that? Okay. So you could do webbing here if you want. You can finish the webbing
Okay.
if you want. Like you don't. Well, 1, 2, 3. I think you are going to need a piece for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because you need to fill these holes in.
Okay, so 5 vertical, and then.
You don't have to do webbing side to side on this, but the burlap will take care of that.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like a waste to do the webbing because it's just going to kind of float there. It's not going to do anything because you can't pull it because it's a curve,
I see. That
right?
makes sense.
So you don't want to do that. You want it up and down from the bottom up. You can stretch it, and you can do. You don't. Yeah, it probably can take a webbing stretcher, but don't go too hard on the webbing stretcher, right?
Got it.
Okay, you got it?
Don't, like you said the bottom, but do you mean here?
Oh, you need to be right here.
Okay.
You need to have it folded like this here, and then stretched up and tacked here.
Tack it here?
Yep. And then cut it, and then fold it, and then finish that.
Okay, down here, not up there.
Okay?
Down here, not up there.
You want to be right in here. Yeah, yeah. You want to try to keep the wood open as much as you can,
Okay.
because you need room for the burlap
Yes.
over that, right? Go grab your bag. I can't believe how generous they were. You should see the scissors they gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
So I was nervous to go any closer.
So this should be pulled tighter though.
Oh, okay.
And you know what the problem is? You're up there, I think. Try to pull it down. Get that pin, re-pin tack. Make sure you're straight. Make sure you're on the center point. Come over here.
So you do it on the bottom one?
It would be easy. It would stretch it more on the bottom, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, stretch that down and pin tack it on the bottom. Go ahead. Oh, Patrick, did you get? Tabitha wanted to see that, you know, everyone getting the all right.
How's that?
That's good. It's really difficult because it's not cooperating at all. I'm just going to pull it like this here.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because it felt like it could obviously move around a
Yeah.
bunch, and I wasn't sure what the.
Well, and I just did that,
Yeah.
right? So, do you have your scissors?
Right there.
Are these the new ones? Nice, huh?
It seems sharp, yeah.
So I'm looking for your plumb line. Plumb line's right there. I'm just going to grab another cut there, another cut there. You could get more cuts. That's what you can do. You can go in between these ones. That will help loosen it up. When you feel as though you've got it loose enough, like you're there, you're almost there. Maybe one more cut down bottom here. You don't mind I do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Where's your plumb line? Looking for it. Did a good job with that. I think that was a good idea with the tack. Make sure you get them all though.
Yeah, because then you can also feel it through the fabric.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Actually, Tim devised something here. You guys should see this because part of upholstery is like, there's a lot of hacks in upholstery, and Tim invented a hack that I've never seen before. We're doing a plumb line, and my idea first was, remember I said chalk it, see if you can chalk it, but that's almost impossible on coconut fiber. So Tim had the idea of taking 12 ounce or 14 ounce tacks and making a plumb line with the tacks. So that what the advantage there is, and I've never seen this is the first time I've seen it, is that you can actually feel the tacks this side so that when he needs to run a chalk line on the fabric now, he can actually feel this. He doesn't have to peel this up and look at the line underneath, you know what I mean? So it's a good idea. So
Afterwards, get rid of the.
he has to make sure he gets them all out, right? Because you don't want to leave one in there, right? So Tim has, just to review what he's done, he's pulled it tight up and down. He had to get 3 tacks on the back. He needed some firmness there. And then we came in, he has his plumb line all set. Then we came in this way, multiple cuts to loosen the fabric, because your fabric is very unforgiving. It doesn't have much stretch at all, right? So you really have to overcut this. So we're cutting away here, not extending over the plumb line, right? Right? And then we get it to the point where it's tight enough so that you can draw your plumb line now on the fabric with the chalk.
Okay.
And the chalk that we have, did you guys I gave you chalk, everyone got chalk in an earlier class, right? The thing about that chalk is it's a powdery chalk. It's not a school chalk. It doesn't stain. But it's also very easy to point out, to cut it with your scissors to get a nice line. That's important. You don't want a flat line in this. You want to try to get a pointed chalk line. And that chalk's the only thing I would use on this. You can't use pencil, pen, or marker on something like this, right? Because it will bleed through and you won't get it out. You know what I mean? Yep. So this is what you want to do. You're gonna do the chalk. You're gonna make sure you take this off, undo the pin tacks, cut it, bring it to a table. Don't cut it here down the 1/2 inch. Cut it on the table with the 1/2 inch from the chalk line. Then fold it in half and get your other side. And then we have to do the same thing. Keep these in for now. Keep the plumb line, keep those in for now because we have to do your arm. And we have to go through the whole process on the arm. I don't trust, you can't use that as a line for the arm. Does that make sense? You need a separate.
You can't use this
You
piece
can't
of fabric.
use that fabric for the arm. You need a separate piece. You'll see. So keep those in, okay? So
But
this
this
is,
is the right, like.
he's like,
thickness.
yeah, but when you're doing your plumb, you're gonna come up, you're a right-handed person?
Yeah.
That's why we picked this side. That's important too. I mean, it would make it, it's very awkward for a right, and you guys will find that in upholstery as a right hand. These are your hardest cuts. No, these are your easy cuts as a right-hand person. This is, whatever. Do what's more natural for you, whether you're lefty or righty in this. But so when you're coming in here, Tim, what I want you to do is give this a little pull this way.
Okay.
See, a little pull this way, and then chalking. Okay? All right. Yeah. Yep. Oh, you're all set, right?
I'm good. I
Okay.
just cut out the tin bits.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Yep. You all set?
Well, I sewed it.
Oh, good.
Yep,
Now you need to draw a line. You need to draw a line here and
okay. So you kind of drew this line as a
draw.
little
Make
block.
sure it's make sure that line looks good to you,
Okay,
because you need to use that. I think. Draw a better line for me, because I freehanded that.
Yeah, you
Okay.
okay.
All right.
so-
Okay.
Okay, I'm
You all
ready to
set?
cut, yeah.
Okay.
So these are my 3 sets of measurements.
So first of all, is that the right side of the fabric?
This I think is the right
It's always
side.
you want to work from the right side of the fabric. That's really important. Let me put this down for a minute.
Why do you want to
Actually, you guys, this is a good lesson for everybody, especially if you haven't cut fabric yet. If you want to know when you cut fabric, always from the top, always. I don't know how they do it in any other field like tailoring or anything, but you always, first of all, you determine which side of the fabric and which direction. There are 8 ways on a lot of fabric to do this. 4 this way and 4 on the other side. So if you have a reversible fabric, and there could be 8 possible directions, but only one can be picked and only one has to be maintained throughout the cutting process. When you have 3 pieces,
have to be consistent.
you have to be consistent. When you have 3 pieces, even something like your chair, which just has 3 pieces, if you have the back, even on this fabric, it might look okay just to cut it and have it going in every different direction, but you'd be surprised when you start getting it on the upholstery, what a difference it could make, especially in different lighting. It could look like it can really be glaring. So always from the top and always from the bottom of your fabric, and never cut from the side, because that messes you up too. You really, because oftentimes you don't have the benefit of the piece of furniture in front of you. This is kind of nice that you have this doesn't always happen, where the furniture is presented in front of you. So you have to get your mind around this. If the chair could be in the basement or something, right, Darren? You don't always have the chair in front of you, right?
What are you so the chalk is used to diagram the rectangles?
Yes.
Chalk.
So you're going to be at the bottom. So let's say, have we determined? No, we haven't. So when you look at this fabric, let's determine which is the right side. You're saying this is the right side. Can I look at the back just to? I agree with that. So now we're down to 4, right? So when you look at this, the first thing I do is determine if it has a nap. That's the first thing I look at. Some velvets, not all fabric velvets are napped. Some non-velvets have naps too. I think this is one of them. This isn't a velvet.
This is the boucle.
Boucle. So it does have a graining. Do you see that?
Do you do it again? Yeah, I do see that.
Right? Let's go this way. Okay, there's definitely only one way to run this fabric out of 8, okay? And that's this way. It just so happens that the way we have it there.
Okay.
So do you see that though? Watch.
I do.
And then see you're going against the grain like that? See that?
I see it, yeah.
That overrides everything else. Some people might say, well, I like the graining going this way. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
That is the overriding factor.
Okay.
So there's only one way to run this fabric. And the reason for that is wearability. And if you don't do it this way, you're going to have all kinds of weird marking
So
in no time at all.
It's not the aesthetic of it, it's more the wearability?
Yeah, it overrides, nap overrides everything, right? So now you've determined that. Now with your measurements, this is the beauty of those measurements, if I can have them, right?
Take the biggest one first, maybe?
No, the beauty of the measurements with the simple measurements, right?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's fine if you want to use that. I would redo it.
Okay.
I mean, the measurements are right. You know the right
Yeah, yeah.
measurements, right?
Yeah.
But the reason we have, it's very simply put, right? We have an up and down, side to side, and we have the 3 pieces marked down one row right here. So the reason that's important, especially on your side to side measurements, this is not railroaded. Come over here because that's going to mess you up. The way you're looking at it is what we call railroaded, the way you're standing over there. Right now, this is the way we're going to run it. So you can reference, I know that in 3 pieces, it's kind of, it seems like I'm going overboard, but if you have a sectional sofa that has 3 pages of measurements, you'd really appreciate this because you have to work your math with these. This is a width, we're using the width. So you should measure this to see how wide it is, by the way, if it's 54. Most fabrics are 54, but in a perfect world, everything's 54 or 27, half of that. So that's why it's great to have this over here like this as a really good reference rather than diagrams. I can't use diagrams. I think it's easy for me just to reference a measurement.
What am I remeasuring?
I want you to put your measurements down here. I want you to put them down here,
Okay.
okay?
Why? Why do I need to do remeasure?
It's up to you.
No, but what is the point of that?
What I just said, it just sets up a good habit. If you're
Okay.
going to be doing a chair or a sofa at some point,
Right.
you'd have 50 of these diagrams
Okay.
instead of just 3.
Okay. So are
But you
saying-
can just have measurements instead of that.
So
Get used to that, you guys. Get used to not doing diagrams. Get used to just using raw measurements.
Okay, so am I listing 32, 35?
So let me see it.
23?
I'm not sure.
if I
I'm
can
not
read
even
what grid to do.
side to side 35.
Yeah.
That's your side to side measurement on the seat.
Okay.
And then 32 is the other one. That's
Yeah.
your front to back.
Okay. So you just
That's what
want
I
me to
mean.
rewrite them.
This is really important
Yeah.
because it's she wouldn't necessarily start with the 35. So what are the other 2 measurements? Side to side, on the outside back and inside back, what are the side to side measurements? 30, is that the side to
Yep,
side?
yep.
And what's the other one?
27.
So in a case like this, can you get your tape measure? So she's got a 57-inch measurement. In a case like this, because we've oversized, I would actually take the time, let's measure it first. Let's measure the side to side and see what we got. Side to side, what is it? 54. I would actually take the time to go back to the piece and measure to see if I can fit, just to save fabric. Another good, this is really good habit, right? She's shaking her head, she knows. Really good habit forming, right? Instead of just going, you can run out of fabric very quickly if you just go up the roll, as they say. Okay, you're always looking to get the good measurements first. So the 35, the seat's not the good measurement. I can tell you that right now, because you have nothing left over, right? So, and this is based on the fact that it's not railroaded too. If this was railroaded, we'd be reversing the measurements. I don't want to mix you up.
Okay.
I don't want to mix you up. But you guys, you advanced people know what I'm talking about, right? So let's not get into that right now. But let's go back to the chair and see if we can get the 2 side-to-side measurements at 54. Do you understand this? Do you know what I'm trying to do?
You want to make sure this whole thing can maybe.
I'm trying to be as conservative, as cheap as I possibly can. And that's what really have to think that way. Yeah, because sometimes your fabric's $150 a yard. And
Well,
this,
I can assure you, I'm not doing anything else with the rest of the fabric.
so let's see.
Okay,
Let's
all
see if
right.
we can slim it down. So tell me what the inside back measurement again is. Let's go back.
Inside back is 30 side to side.
That's what we came up with?
Yeah. That's what you came up with. Inside back was 30.
Okay, I've got to slim that down to 29.
Okay, hold on.
29.
Just scrapped it. Can I borrow your pen once more? 29. Okay, 29.
And 20.
3 was the up and down.
No, side to side.
Side to side was 27.
Go 26.
Outside 26.
Okay, what do those 2 measurements together come out to?
6 and 9 is 15.
55.
So that's, I actually have like 54 and a half, don't I?
I'm going to go back again and measure that size. I'm trying to.
So you're just trying to conserve my fabric.
But you don't have a lot of fabric. I mean, you have enough to do. You don't have a ton of fabric. I wonder if you make a mistake. Right? Let's just see. What did I tell you on the inside back?
Inside back 29.
27.
20 what?
27.
Wow, you're really making adjustments.
Yeah. So go 28.
28.
Go make it 28, and then the outside back will be this way, right?
So I'm making a cut here.
28, and then 26, right? So you got two out of a width.
28 and 26.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'm just going to be cutting.
That's what you want to do first.
Okay.
Okay. Make sure though, I don't know what the up and down measurements. They don't have to be adjusted. The up and down measurements. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. Ready? Okay. You guys, you two are next. Okay.
Okay. I have so much junk here. Sorry.
I am going to split this.
Okay.
Not because I'm cheap. It's just because that thick Dacron is really hard to work, and we can use it for something else too.
Okay. Take this with it. Do the side of the table so it doesn't scratch my paint. Okay.
Now this stuff will rip, so you have to be careful with it. Boy, we're busy, aren't we?
Busy.
I like the way this feels on the edges and
Seems
everything.
fine. Yeah, seems fine.
What I want you to do is bring it down. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Is pull a little bit and pin tack it down here, like every 3 inches around. And don't go to the corners. Keep the corners open. So you
this
want to be like
will be
open like this, yeah.
Okay. Then
So
that's
do that go there first, pull it a little bit,
Okay.
and come this opposite this. Come over here.
Okay.
And then come here. Gently stretch it down and pin tack it.
Pin tack.
The pin tack means halfway in, right? And it's a 6-ounce tack. Yeah. And take your time. You guys are kind of crunched up here. Maybe we can. Are you guys okay? Unless you guys like
There's so
closeness.
much time.
If you guys like it, I know. Don't let me stop. Okay, that's good. You guys, there's camaraderie here.
That's right. Closeness.
So this is.
So yeah.
This has been done, right?
Yep, it's been done. I drew my line.
Okay, what
And this is the.
I'm going to give you some. I know you can follow instruction really
Okay.
well. You want to make sure you get the
okay.
halfway point.
Yep.
You're going to bring it through here,
Yep.
and you're going to
Get it
you can
nice and
tuck this
tight.
in. Get that pin tack in
Does
in
this
here.
need to be tightened more? Do you
No,
think?
nope.
It's okay.
Get this pin tack right over here, like where my thumb is, not
Yeah.
in the seam. It's important just be in the flange. Then pull it tight over here along this line. Pull it tight and try to center it.
Okay.
You can be off a little bit on this because it's not a stripe.
Right.
Then there's some curved needles
Oh, okay.
over in the tray over there. There's a curved needle
Yep.
and the nylon twine. Bring
Yep.
that over after you do that, okay?
6 tacks.
Those are, yep. Hi.
To tack the deck in, do I need to start pulling the
Hold
staples?
on.
for all the
Let me catch up
Oh,
here.
sure, yeah.
Let me catch up. So you're on the inside there. Let me just see if you've got it. Yeah. Do you have your scissors? Scissors. Is this okay, Patrick? I just need to see. I can't see. I'm just going to take this off. Yeah. But you need it though for now. It is necessary because it keeps everything separate.
Yeah.
So the mistake, you can create a lot of work if you take everything apart and then have cotton meshed together, and then it's a mess.
Yeah.
This way here, it's easier to slide your fabric through with it leaving. That's the beauty. That's the reason we did this, right? But I just need to see what's going on. You guys loosened both of these, right? Yeah, you did a good job. Sometimes I take an extra tack or two and put it up here to get it out of the way. And I take this. This you don't have to do anything. It's just the bottom. Oh, and then
So
you got a mess over here. You know.
I do. I think so.
You
what
don't
I
have to take
imagined
the whole
is
thing off.
I was just gonna have to take the staples from here.
No,
and here.
just down from here over.
Okay, and then I can
Actually,
flip it up.
I wouldn't do that either. Let me just see. So this is really the way this is upholstered is really, it's like a manufacturer's thing.
Yeah.
You know, and this is hard. Do you have a pair of pliers? I'm just trying to make this easy for you because you got a little work here before you do the deck.
Okay,
You need more prep work.
okay.
You know, normally if you see other pieces of furniture like even Tim's, the construction's different. So you have to kind of allow for that. Even just a regular pair of pliers. I have tools. I have plenty of tools too. Those are good. I use side cutters a lot. I just want to see. I don't want you to overdo it. You know, see if you can get this started. See what I did? I got the foam started, and I'm using the foam. You don't have to go any. You don't have to go any more than that. And then you need to undo the bottom. Okay. Yeah. See, you can kind of see what happens. If you can get it going, and then take this and fold it up, because you want to reuse this.
Yeah, we do.
Fold it up, and then look, you have to get this
All
undone.
these staples undone?
Yeah, and you can even, you know, to quicken up a little bit, you can pull those.
Okay.
And sometimes you can leave the staple instead of trying to get each one. I'm just trying to give you guys, because I know that you're on a different. Otherwise, you know, when you're training, you're asking people to get tool use. You guys already have the tool use, I can tell. But you're trying to get people used to using a staple remover or an awl, or a smaller tool like this, not a long tool like a screwdriver to do it. Something specialized is better. Those orange handled tools are really good. Those tack removers, I have some in there. And then a wooden mallet. I mean, that's the proper way to train somebody, with a wooden mallet, not a hammer, because you're getting the eyes to focus on where the tack remover is going into the tack or staple, rather than most people are looking up here so they don't hurt themselves. That's why a wooden mallet, it's lightweight too, is really good. So if you ever have to really do some heavy stripping, that's the way to do it. Because you want to speed yourself up. You can't be kind of dilly-dallying around unless you want to learn how to. You know, there is a method to it. But you guys have like accelerated a little bit. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Yep.
So if this is the 26 and then the other one I measured was 18, I just measured that. Can I just cut there?
What's the up and down measurement?
18.
Good.
26 by
Yep.
18. Can I
So
just
what are you
cut that
using, if
way?
you don't mind me asking?
I
What are
was
you
just
using?
using an eyebrow pencil.
Where's your chalk?
I think it's kind of lost.
I could tell you can use that. That's fine.
Okay.
But you can't use it on cushions, because you're
Okay.
talking a half of an inch. So
Yeah.
you're okay.
Okay.
So cut that.
So can I
but
cut this?
before it leaves the table? It's really important, right?
Yeah.
Before it leaves the table. As soon as it leaves the table, there are 8 directions it can be. So before it leaves the table, fold it this way, right in the middle and right inside. What's this? The outside back?
This is the 26. This is the outside back.
Fold it back, right outside back,
Okay.
top. Indicate that, if an arrow works for you, fine, but I like to say top.
Top,
I like to describe it.
Okay.
Don't do it at a corner, because
Right.
corners can be subjective, right?
Okay.
It's in the corner, you might think that's the top.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. And
Because
can I
you've gone
measure
through,
the other one the same way?
you've gone through all this trouble, and if you mislabel
Of
it,
course,
you're back
sure,
to
sure.
square one,
Got it.
right?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
so-
go find my chalk and.
Okay,
write that.
you don't want to just be second guessing yourself. I know that
I
you
understand.
can get it cut and not label it and then figure it out
I
later. But
totally
you know what I mean.
understand. I get it.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah, good. And you can stretch up. You know, you can get a couple more tacks there. Stretch it up instead of folding it. You might want to do this first. I mean, it's okay that this is okay. And stretch and tack and tack and tack all the way across, and then you can fold this, and then stretch it to the back and before you fold it.
Do I tack it all the way back? I just kind of stopped. I didn't know. Do I
Yeah,
tack
it
down
gets
here?
stretched tight to the back, right to here.
Okay.
Yep, good.
So what I was going to ask you, I was wondering, do you offer like a discount if I wanted to have you finish this? 'Cause-
I mean, I can offer something, but just to let you know, on a chair like this, just to give you a little encouragement about how much work there is in this.
Yeah.
This is a $1,500 job.
yeah, Yeah, Rudy's Upholstery, I got a quote for between 14 to 2,000.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, if I can do it for 700. I figured we'd be doing it class and then at home.
No, it doesn't work that way. It's
Yeah,
just
well,
too,
now I know.
yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
That's why I need to look back at that description to make sure maybe they
Yeah.
do a better job.
Because I'd hate to pay for another class when I don't feel like I've really gotten
Yeah, you know, to finish this up, well, let's see how far you get. I could do that. I could offer that for you.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. Okay, you ready? Oh, did you do all those adjustments?
So I do a little bit on this up in the front.
So this is going to come complete. These are going to come off too. Did you already do that?
just pin tacked
Sorry about that. You don't need it. You don't need these. Let me explain why. You only need it in the front.
Okay.
Sorry about that. It's only pin tack. See, that's the nice thing about pin tacking. Where are your scissors? I got them. I'm going to cut this right. Boy, these aren't sharp at all.
Look, get
Aren't they nice? Those are nice. Those are professional grade scissors. Aren't they nice? She just has fallen in love with the class. This Tabitha woman who runs, she's the manager down at Greenhouse. It's a woman-owned company. I told you that, right? They're really nice.
If you need a TA for next
What's that? I know.
or just somebody to help.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
Because I just love to hang out, even if I'm.
I will. Tack those all the way in, and then we need to tighten this up. So I'm going to undo this just to see. Was this on here before? Did you do this?
I did that. I did all of this.
Just the back needs to be tight. I'm going to help you with the staple gun, okay? Just the back.
So we're not using that, so we're just gonna.
You could tack these all the way in, and then I'm going to help you with some staples. Chalk is the best thing. So outside back, that's perfect. Yep, that's perfect. Over description's better than an under. Tim, you're being shy, and I don't blame you with all that work. Have your scissors? So do you have in your mind's eye a half of an inch?
Yeah, I mean, this is more like an inch.
Yeah, it definitely is.
But, so this is what I could see on the chair. I wasn't sure how to end.
Oh no, you're good. That's a half of an inch,
Yeah.
okay? Do you want me to continue?
Yeah.
I don't measure when I do this. This is by eye.
Yeah.
I'm going to check something out though before I finish that. Just bring it over there. Can you get that where you had it pinned up there?
Yep, right here.
Let's bring it back over there now. You don't mind I do this? I just.
No.
Fold it in half and get the other side cut. Okay, make sure you get your center point. Make sure you get your center point.
And then where do I go from there?
Then you're going to take your inside arm and pin tack that up for me. Same as you did this.
So one on the bottom, three on the top.
Yeah, and get it as tight as you can. That way, doing that, okay?
So you're looking at those options and I didn't.
Look
know.
how
I mean,
nice.
that was-
Come down here for a minute. She's got hers. she's got her compressor all ready to go. I'm going to bring it down there for a minute. Come on, follow me. Darylyn, do you mind? Oh, you're using that. No, never mind. I got it over here.
No, I just. It looks nice. It looks like it has been. Yeah.
So I would prefer you guys, if you could pay attention. Darylyn's very used to if you guys are used to using the staple gun, your own staple guns, that's fine. I think you even have a safety on yours, don't you? You have a safety on your gun? Or did you remove the safety? Okay. So a lot of these guns have this is 80 or 90 pounds of pressure coming out of this. That can hurt you. The staple goes through oak, so it'll go through bone. It will go through bone. So I would prefer that you wait for me on the stapling unless you feel comfortable with it. But even so, I'd like just a little safety if you guys are going to use it, if you guys have used them. If you notice, when I use my gun, I have the handle. I know, Alyssa. My finger's not anywhere near the trigger, right? The trigger is very sensitive, and there's no safety on it. You could probably see at one time there probably was a safety on this. Most people remove the safeties, but I'm handling it like this, okay? And then I don't go near, my index finger does not move until the nose is planted where I need to staple. And the reason I thought about this is because I have to draw some staples across the front of this to get this roll really tight. It's really important to get this roll tight because you're going to be sitting on it with the back of your knees are going to be hitting this, and especially that it's a rocking chair, and you need that. You can't just upholster over the front edge of the wood. You need something softer on the edge to take the edge off. Does this all make sense? But this has to be really tight. Okay, and the only way to do that, I'll show you. So watch when I put the gun down, and then I move, especially in this area. Can you hold the back of that so that it doesn't move? Especially in this area, see, I have to skim the front edge like that. It can easily, and I'm going to move my body over, it can easily slide off and then get you. But you see how my index finger went right back to the handle? I'm not up here with the guns up like this, okay? So let me just show you again. I'm down like this, move my finger. And this takes practice. You have to practice this. Darylyn, are you good at this?
Okay. So you're moving the fabric, the burlap.
And you see, once it's down here, see, I can go kind of like go along. I'll answer that question in a minute. On the back side, it's a little easier to staple. So watch. As long as I'm rotating the gun this way, as long as I don't come up, I can keep my finger down there, right? See that? On the trigger, I mean, right? Okay, now I come back off, and now I need to skim the front.
So are you pulling, making sure you don't touch the foam inside and just the...
I'm trying to skim that burlap. I can't, I'm not going to go, some people go up like this, but then you create little divots, okay? Yep. If you create little divots, you have to overcome the divots in the next batting that you put on. And sometimes, like the Princess and the Pea, it comes right up at the top. And you'll see the divot. If you don't see it right when you're done upholstering, you'll see it, the customer will call. Believe me, this has happened to me. I did a chair one time early on in my career, horsehair chair, and a new thing came out called Dacron. It was a wonderful material. Just ask Susan what she's doing right now, right, Susan? Yeah. She's doing Dacron now. It's wonderful. It's flat. It's soft, but you can't use it over horsehair. Do you know why? Because it's porous, and horsehair will work through the porous. So I did these 6 beautiful dining room chairs out of a white, beautiful boucle fabric, right? A couple of weeks later, customer calls me, says the chair's, it's growing hair. And I thought she was crazy. What do you mean? So all 6 chairs that were growing hair, pretty much. I had to do them all over again. And of course, one of the old timers said, you have to use cotton. Cotton will contain the horsehair. So you learn from your mistakes. So a divot, not a good thing, especially on something that doesn't get a lot of padding. So this is another thing on this chair. It's a very delicately done. Let me finish up, okay? But I want you to feel that before I move it.
Oh, wow.
See how tight that is?
So I missed what you were talking about, the divots. What causes divots?
The easy way to do this is to come up
right on
this
top.
way and just go right along here, right? So let me just move over here. The ends are important, so I'm just gonna check I think that's pretty good, okay? And then the other problem that you have, okay, this chair is almost impossible to web tightly, and I don't blame you for not having, it's not tight enough. So this is another, be careful with this, you guys. This is not the intended use of this gun. You have to be careful when you do something like this, okay? But I'm gonna tighten the webbing up using the gun and the staples instead of taking that off. And even taking this off and trying to tighten that, it's not gonna work anyhow. So it's the only thing I can do. I'm gonna come this way and I'm gonna watch this. Now feel that, compare that to the other one.
Correct a webbing that was done too loose?
This is the right webbing, but poor Alyssa couldn't pull it tight enough because of the back railings. You couldn't do it. You might have been able to tack that first and web to the front. Maybe you could have done that, but the other problem that you had is a rocking chair too. So you got a lot of, it's difficult. It's like upholstering a Rolling Stone.
It was only the second project,
Yeah,
and I was all by myself.
yeah.
Instruction.
No, I know, exactly. How did they get Apollo 13 back? Wasn't there a hack? How did they do that? Was it duct tape or something that brought it back? They had to use it. Yeah, yeah. I think he was an upholsterer, that guy. He was, before he was an astronaut. I'm gonna do this too because it needed side to side.
Also, it's nice wood that it fit into.
We just solved the problem. You don't mind I do this, do you? We don't have much to work.
This is why there's so many staples on these projects. I've had it for probably 25 years. I got it at a yard sale.
I'm trying to clean your edges up as much as I can with it.
So, yeah, other problem is I didn't have enough, right?
What's that? That's right, yeah. I think it's good though. I think you're good. I want you to bring that back to your tabletop and just take your hand gently and make sure that there's no loose tacks or staples in there before we do the next thing. Are you all set?
Yes, so I
Tim did this on his. He doesn't need to know how to do this, but
Okay.
Eve, you might want to watch. You guys might want to see. You guys are going to be doing this, so you might as well get a little preview of what you're going to be doing. Anybody that's got a cushion, a loose cushion, you have to do this first. So what we're doing here, this is really important. This is another thing manufacturers get away from. They get away from all the basic stuff. So a lot of times you'll see, you ever been in a house where the cushion keeps coming out, sliding forward? It's because they didn't pitch the cushion back. It's because they don't have they might not even have a separation between the seat, this is called the seat, and the deck. So the reason that there's a separation there is to create, the seat has to be a little higher than the deck in order that the cushion pitches back. The thing about upholstery is we're trying to fit every body shape into a piece of furniture. And I think I told you guys, I saw Johnny Carson, I saw Dr. Ruth one night, and the next night there was Hulk Hogan sitting in the same chair, right? And they were both comfy, right? I mean, he's like 6'9" and she's like under 5 feet. But they were both very comfortable in the chair. That's the sign of a good design, right? But they wouldn't be sitting comfy if it was a straight back seat, right? Yeah. So what we're doing here is and this is a little bit, the reason the manufacturers don't do this is a little work in this, you know? So you already had to cut 2 pieces, you had to sew them, you had to stretch it side to side, and so she's ready now to put the stitch in because this is nice and tight. She's got a tack on each side of the flange or the selvage, pull tight, so now you're ready to stitch. Are you right-handed or left-handed? Right-handed is always easier working from the right to the left on the stitching. Okay. So we have different size needles. This happens to be a 3-inch needle, and it's the gap in between here. I had a 12-inch needle once that I lost. It was a sad day. I can't get those anymore. It was used for double stuffing horsehair with. It's to get through the horsehair with the big curved needle. But this is good for what you're doing. Okay, so what we do is you want to do about 3 times the width. That's good right there. Cut that. That should be enough to do the entire stitch. Okay, and then we're gonna. You don't have to be right close here. You can start right even here, and you want to make sure you're going through close to the stitch, not in the stitch. Make sure you're going through at least the burlap, and you can go through springs. You can go under springs too. You want to tie that off at the end, just a knot. You can double it up if you want. And this is just what we call a back stitch. So we have different stitches. We have hand stitching, back stitching, zigzag stitching. This is a back stitch, and it's just what it sounds like. So you're going to go behind each stitch. So this point is about 1/2 inch, and the size or the length of the needle determines the length of the other stitch, okay. Right? So I'm going to be about, and you see what I'm doing with the needle? I always have to slow down a little bit and to show you. I have to show all my secrets, right? So I didn't just plow through. If you notice what I did, I was going back and forth to smooth it out and then come out. You might do that naturally because you sew. And then like that, make sure you're not in the stitch, and then sew on, okay? Okay. Tighten each one, but not over tighten. Okay? Okay? Yep. That's it. You should end up with this hand stitched, and when you pull it, you shouldn't have any puckering. Okay. Okay, that's the idea. All right?
So I'm just looking. So
Yeah.
where are you starting the next?
You can watch that. Okay.
So did you tell me just halfway?
Yes.
Okay, now what do I do?
Get a chair. You need a chair.
A chair
You need
for
to
me?
sit down. You need to get eye level.
You told me I got a cut?
Actually, this is an interesting project too. This is interesting. So you have to make cuts. You can't have a double layer of Dacron at the corners.
Oh, so you cut it.
So this is going to be good practice for you. So there's a reason you want to get eye level. Let me
new-
just
my
sit down
new scissors.
first. Okay? And the idea here is, and don't be fooled, this isn't like cutting fabric. This is different because you're going to be cutting this right at the cut, at where, and there's not going to be much, if any, of a fold.
Okay.
It's easier just to show you.
Yeah,
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this up from this point up, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to be straight up like this. Okay?
Yep.
That all has to be cut out.
Oh, so then you cut here.
That's right.
Okay.
But I
And
don't
then
want
you
it doubled up.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't want to pleat. I don't want it folded or tucked. So that's going to get
So
cut.
picky.
Yeah. Well, it will make a big difference if you take this and try to pleat it, because I don't want that bulk. I'd rather have a little opening
Yeah.
than a
So
pleat.
you leave it like that?
Just about like that. And I'm going to help you with some staples here too, so
Okay.
you can even just see that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So I'm sure I can't do as good
I
a
think you
job
can
as
do
you,
that. I
but
think
I'll
you'll be
try.
fine.
Kevin, can I ask you a quick
Yep.
question? Okay. So I have just made the seat. It is front to back. 32, side to side 35. I've accounted a little bit more this way because.
So you did the inside and the outside
Yeah.
back, okay.
Because I don't know that this is exactly straight, I've added an inch to this.
Okay, that's good.
So can I just cut now?
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure though, tell me how you're gonna mark this. Give me the whole laydown.
Yes, yes. I'm going to turn that side over and I'm going to.
What side?
I'll turn the top over and
And
I'll
how you're
call
gonna
it
mark that?
top seat.
So that would be a
seat,
kind of a
seat.
mistake, okay? The terminology you have to get used to too.
It's the back front.
Yeah,
Back to
it's
front.
actually really important.
yeah, I see-
Because
I
if
see
you
the
start
point.
doing
Yeah.
cushions
Yeah, right,
and you
right.
start marking it like that,
Yeah.
you're gonna definitely sew the cushion backwards.
So it's seat back to front.
This is what I would do. Seat front. That's
Seat-
simple as
seat
that.
front, okay.
Yeah, you can mark it back if you want. Like I said, an over description is fine. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah,
I know it sounds like
Does.
I'm being
Makes total
picky,
sense.
but
Yeah,
you know.
got it. No, I see why.
Right. How you doing?
So I got the webbing off on the back.
I think we're almost there. Did we
Yeah.
measure this chair yet?
I started to.
Do you want to just have me quick check something? Okay,
Yeah,
just
definitely.
it might be a good idea, and you probably have done this, right? I go over the whole thing with my hand, really
Okay.
gently.
Looking for
Come to the front. See that right there?
Yeah.
This is the time to do this because if you don't do it now,
Then we'll never do
it was just a little.
Yeah,
Right?
tiny.
So what I'm going to do, if you don't mind,
No,
and then I
that's
see a little piece of wood, I'll even knock that down.
Yeah.
I'm going along here.
Clean it up a little.
Just clean it up. I can do this really fast. I think you did a pretty good job, actually. And then this pin tack there. Right there, there's a staple. And you should, if you're satisfied with me doing it, I mean, you might want to satisfy yourself that you're not, because you're the one that's going to be working on it, right?
Yeah. I don't want to get nicked or
Yeah.
And then I put some pin tabs.
See this one, there's one here.
Oh, okay.
Knock down there. Did a good job. One back here. No, I'm satisfied with
Oh,
it.
good. Okay, glad.
I just had to do that. You know?
I know. It's a good reminder.
I'm really happy with the prepping. Okay, this is prepped. This is done.
Oh, good, I'm
So,
glad.
so did you have everything labeled before you measured it, like down a column?
So I did. I
Oh,
have
good, you did this?
feet, inside back, inside arms, inside wings,
With an S, I pluralize it just to make sure, but that's okay. And
outside back. So
did you get the inside back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside back there. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
where are we? Outside arms,
Outside wings.
outside wings,
Outside back somewhere.
outside back is here,
Okay. Outside arms.
outside arms,
Outside wings.
front skirt, side skirts,
Back skirt.
back skirt.
Put pocket down there. You need pockets underneath the skirt. 4. Okay, 4 pockets.
Okay.
That was the only thing you were missing.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a very interesting project because of the skirt,
Yeah.
right? So can I just use this as a,
Definitely.
I forgot your name.
Please, Abby.
Abby, you guys should see what Abby's done. She gets a star, gold star tonight. First of all,
Everybody around me.
she's really done a neat job. Look at the labeling she's done here. She's got her column down here with every piece. She only missed one, which I'm impressed that you only had one. She missed the pocket. So let me just say, she's got a seat, she's got an inside back, she's got inside arms, inside wings, outside back, outside arms, outside wings, front skirts, side skirts, back skirt, and pockets. For a small chair, she's got a lot going on, right? So now you can see the beauty of labeling and with all your measurements when you have multiple pieces too, right? So your job now is going to be to fill everything in, and I'll check your measurements. The only thing I'll say to you, you can leave the skirt for now, just because that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but so I'm just going to draw a line for you right here. Don't worry about the skirt yet. I don't want to give you too much. So fill all this in and add the 3 inches. The 3 inches overall, right? Do you have any questions about that? Yeah. You already got that written?
Yeah, here.
And round it off to the higher number.
Yeah.
And then put them in there if you want. Just fill it in.
Okay.
It's easy for me. Unless you want me to measure it now and just check these before you have an eraser, right?
I do have an eraser, but do you think it needs more than the 3 inches?
No.
No.
It's-
Okay.
3 inches is more than enough. So the mistake, again, the DIY people make is that they'll take the patterns and use those, right? And those have already been cut down from a bigger measurement. So you're upholstering it section by section, you got that cut, and then you take your scissors and you trim it down.
Okay, yeah.
So that's where a lot of people make the mistake, right?
Okay.
But she's got a big fabric she chose.
Oh, that's another problem. That's another problem.
So that might,
So she's got another problem with her fabric. No, it's a good problem.
big
It's a really wide stripe, right? But it'll be fine as long as you have enough fabric.
Doesn't he have to account more than for more length and width with that?
Oh yeah, she has to work her measurements with the stripe, and it could be worse. It could be a plaid. Plaids are the hardest fabric to do. It's just a stripe, right? An up and down stripe. Oh, it is a plaid.
Worst case scenario.
All right, so that means that everything has to match both vertically and horizontally.
But you accounted for that when you got
I
that.
have 13 yards.
Yeah, there's plenty of fabric. So that means, like, for instance, her skirt, she oh, you have 2 chairs.
always order
No, I think you're okay. I still think you're okay. But we have to be really smart, and then it starts right from the beginning, like what stripe to pick in the center. Of course, there's other variables there, but let's not jump too far ahead, because that's probably for another time.
Okay.
You're gonna expect to spend all class cutting the fabric next time. But meanwhile, measure that. Are you guys all set?
Yeah, what is pockets?
The pockets go underneath the skirt. She's got her main pieces, which get pleated underneath, and then she has
You're adding
pockets.
a pocket like for a remote. I'm like, that's for your cell phone or something.
Oh, she can do that too if she wants. Hold on a second. What? Yeah, here.
No. Do you want to say something?
What do you mean? Wrap what up? It's only 7:30.
No, do summary. Tell everybody a summary.
Oh, you mean like catch
How
up?
did the class went?
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean right to this point?
Yeah, end it.
Right. Well, we've had a very busy class. We've had multiple projects going on. We've had people cutting fabric. We've had people applying fabric. We've had people at different stages. It's like a circus. It's a good circus. It's dizzying. It's good. It's good. It's fun. All right? All right.
so I feel like this, did I do this right? I'm not,
I'm still not, I'm not